Hi and welcome back. This week it is Sandwich Cake Week here in the tent as part of the Great Swallowfield Bake Off. Hello everybody and welcome to this special Swallowfield mini-series of the Staff Bake Off. Every week you will see staff members enter their bakes into the tent to be judged by some very special guest judges in the efforts to be crowned Star Baker and win one of these amazing Swallowfield Staff Star Baker spoons. Mary, thank you for joining us again for week 2 of the Staff Bake Off. This week it is Sandwich Cake Week, so what are you looking for from the bakers this week?
Well, interestingly enough, a sandwich cake isn't a sandwich like a ham or a cheese. It's 2 layers and there will be a substantial yummy, dummy, scrummy, wummy filling inside. So I'm looking for a substantial filling with a nice bounce to the sponge.
That sounds delicious. I hope that the bakers impress you this week, Mary.
Our first baker today is Mr. Mcgill. Mr. Mcgill enjoys reading, interior design, and historical reenactments. Let's see if Mr. McGill's Victoria sponge is enough to impress the judges.
Hello, Mr. McGill.
Hello. Hi, Mr. McGill. Welcome to the tent.
This looks lovely. What have you brought for us today?
So, I've baked a Victoria sponge. Now, inside this Victoria sponge, it has raspberry jam and butter icing.
Oh, I do love jam.
Okay, shall we give it the taste test?
I think we should. Do you want to be mother?
Cut. Firm, I like that.
Glide.
As
The
cut
glide
down.
as you cut.
Get a big slice for you there.
I mustn't.
Right.
Watching my
the
hips,
filling
dear.
looks brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah.
The sponge is very hard.
Oh, it is a bit, but I like that. Should we cut that and give that a taste?
Let's do it.
Just go straight down the middle for
Thank you very
a bit
much.
there for you. Let's give that a turn.
You eat with your hands, dear. I'm more elegant.
The sponge is really soft. It's moist in the middle.
Let's take a bit of that buttercream.
Yeah, it's really
That's
nice.
a good buttercream.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr.
It
McGill.
took
Is it Waitrose or M&S?
Waitrose.
Yeah, I thought
It's
so.
many hours of hard work went into that cake.
Very good. We can taste it. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming,
you.
Mr. McGill.
Thank you.
Next into the tent is Miss Papworth. Miss Papworth enjoys walking her dog, cooking and pigeon rearing. Will Miss Papworth's Oreo sponge impress the judges today?
Good morning, Miss Papworth.
Hi judges!
Hi, Miss Papworth.
Here we
Oh
go.
my. Tell us about your cake that you brought us
So,
today.
I have baked for you lovely judges today a cookies and cream cake. So, in the sponges, you've got 2 layers of sponge with cookies within the sponge, and it is sandwiched in the middle and on the top with a buttercream, cookie cream icing and topped with crumbled cookies. So I really hope you enjoy.
You've gone for the more modern approach of decoration, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I thought you were a very modern woman.
Yes.
I like that. I would prefer if the icing came all the way out to the sides.
Yeah, sorry, Josh.
But
And we just scooch around here. One of the biscuits has cracked.
Yeah, that's transport, sorry.
Never mind.
She's,
I'm sure it's going to taste phenomenal.
well, let's give it a cut. Cool.
Nice, got a bit of jam on it. Yeah, that's...
Oh, there's a bit of jam on your cake actually, which is a bit of an issue. Doesn't go through as easy as I would have hoped.
Not a glide, dear.
Not a glide, more of a saw.
Let's see.
Get that out.
There's chocolate chips on the inside.
Cookie
So it's the
crumb
same
in the middle.
icing in the middle and the top there.
It is,
Very
Judge,
good.
yeah.
Now let's check the sponge test. She hasn't got a soggy bottom. Look at that. Very dry. Nice.
Nice, let's give it that as a taste test then.
Yes, once again, you go for your hands like the animal you are.
The flavours are there.
I must say you did very well not drying out the cake with that Oreo. It's very,
Thank
very
you,
nice.
thank you.
Let's taste a bit of this buttercream. And a bit of Oreo.
and another Oreo.
Big fan of that. Thank you anyway, yeah.
Next up is Miss Potter. She enjoys visiting the seaside, long walks, and country line dancing. Will her first ever bake take first place in today's Bake Off?
Good morning, Miss Potter.
Hello.
Wow, what have you brought for us today, dear?
I have made a chocolate cake with vanilla buttercream and lots of mini eggs on top.
It's very Easter friendly, isn't it?
It sure is.
Looks really good. I like the icing, different colours, and obviously it looks really neat around the outside. It looks like a
Very
really great
nice,
effort.
isn't it, dear? Look at the decoration. You've broken up the egg on top as well.
Yeah.
I must say, this looks very, very professional. Have you baked before?
No, never.
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 It's interesting. Well, should we give it the cut test? Yes. Let's get in there. Go straight down the middle. Difficult with the eggs on top, but it's very soft.
You're very strong though,
It's
so
very
you'll be able
nice.
to manage.
Right. Let's get through.
It's more of a soaring action than a cutting.
Yeah. Difficult to get out with the tray, but ooh.
Oh, I
Right in the
like the
middle.
colours inside as well, very
Looks very
consistent.
nice.
Let's check the sponge test.
Bouncy. Bouncy.
Very bouncy sponge.
Just what we're looking for. Let's give that a little try then. Make sure to stick to your own side this time.
I will, dear. There we go.
There we go. Oh.
There's quite a lot there. There we
give that a
go.
go.
I'm going to get myself an egg as well.
Nice. Sponge is really nice. Soft.
It's very mini eggy.
It's good. I like that.
Very cake-like.
Excellent effort. Well done.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
The next baker in our tent is Mrs. Peters. Mrs. Peters enjoys summer barbecues, painting, and dressing up as a pirate. Will her lemon and raspberry sponge be enough to impress the judges?
Hi, Miss Peters.
Morning, judges.
Good morning. Wow, wow, wow. What have we got here?
It is a lemon and raspberry sponge with lemon buttercream, candied lemons, and fresh raspberries.
Oh, it looks amazing.
Very impressive. I must say, is it based on the Leaning Tower of Pisa?
It's not.
No.
Looks great. Is the icing around the top intentional?
It is.
Okay.
Very modern.
Modern
It's a
design.
naked cake.
Minimalist.
And you've
looks
got
great.
the oranges on top. Is that orange or a
They're
clementine?
candied lemons.
Candied lemons.
Well,
Shall I be mother, dear?
yeah, crack on.
The amount of slices that you've cut. Oh, I need someone strong.
See if you can get through.
There we go. It's a very tall cake, dear.
It is.
So I can slice as well.
There's a nice glide to it. Oh, she's crumbled. But if we see that, side in the middle. Very good layers.
Some great layers in there. Let's give it the taste test then.
You can have fruit.
I'll have this bit with the raspberry as well. Nice. I like the bitterness of the
Raspberry.
raspberries with the sweetness of the cake. It's
And
good.
is there lemon in the sponge?
There is.
Yeah, very nice. Good effort. I like that.
Yes. And lovely layers.
Great layers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next into the tent is Mrs. Carter. Mrs. Carter enjoys drinking coffee, spending time with her grandchildren, and reading Russian spy novels. Will her salted caramel cake blow away the judges today?
Good morning again, Mrs. Peters. What's your step there, dear?
It's me again. I'm here to present Mrs. Carter's cake to you on her behalf.
Brilliant. Looks great.
Lovely.
What is it?
It is a chocolate layer cake with salted caramel filling and salted caramel topping.
Brilliant layers. There we go. Let's check this crack test. Yes, it's got a good bounce.
Good bounce on that. I like that.
Yeah. Icing everywhere.
Should we give it the cut test then?
Let's see how she glides.
Ooh, soft in the middle. Glides through it like that. It's got a big slice there. Take that out. Ooh. I won't touch it with my finger, but soft in the middle.
Yes, I can see the layers.
Some good buttercream in there. It's looking good.
Good air, good texture on the
Great
sponge.
texture. Let's give it a taste test. In with the fingers. good. It's moist in the middle. Taste of there, the caramel comes through.
That is a very, very moist cake.
Good cake, like that. Well,
Lovely.
Thank you, Mrs. Peters, for that.
Thank you, Mrs.
Great
Carter.
Our next baker is Mrs. Brewer. Mrs. Brewer enjoys eating in restaurants, going for dog walks, and jumping up and down in muddy puddles. Will Mrs. Brewer's vanilla sponge impress the judges today?
And good morning, Mrs. Brewer. Thank you so much for coming. What have we got here? She's an interesting cake today.
I've worked so hard all night long making this special, unique cake, and it's called In Your Face cake.
And in your face cake? I've never heard of that.
You have to eat it a very special way.
I must say, the cream does taste very light.
Now that all of the bakers have presented their creations to the judges, let's check back in and see what they thought.
So, Mrs. Peters,
Yeah, technically an excellent cake. It was decorated really well. The layers were there. For me, it was kind of a bit citrusy.
yes, but very technically it was the best. I feel that the execution of this cake was much, much better than the rest.
Now let's move on to Miss Potter's.
Miss Potter's was absolutely phenomenal, and I cannot believe this was her first time ever baking a cake.
It was an excellent effort. The decoration was brilliant, and I love that she's used 2 colours of buttercream for the layers in the middle.
And Mr. McGill's?
Well, what can you say? An absolute classic. A Victoria sponge. It was light, it was airy, it was fabulous. Now let's move on to Mrs. Brewer's.
Yes, Mrs. Brewer's was an interesting execution, should we say. One would say that it was...
It was an excellent delivery, but for my liking, a bit too much face in it.
Yes, a bit too much face. And Miss Papworth's?
An excellent effort. It was decorated so beautifully. But for me, I just missed the icing in the middle, and on top it was slightly hard.
Yes, I found that the taste of Miss Papworth's cake was fantastic. It was just a smidgen too thick on the layers. The decoration was also on point.
Now let's move on to Mrs. Carter's.
Now, Mrs. Carter's was an absolute classic. I found the texture of the sponge very buoyant, and she had those air pockets that we were all looking for.
It was really moist in the middle, the flavours were superb, and it also passed the most important test, the fork test.
It's definitely going to be a tricky week this week to decide Star Baker.
It certainly is.
After such a strong week on layer sandwich cakes this week, we had some interesting deliveries of the cakes, some strong layers, and some interesting interpretations of sandwich cakes.
So, it's my pleasure to announce that the Star Baker this week is... Miss Potter!
Huge congratulations, Miss Potter. You are Star Baker. How does it feel?
Oh, I can't believe it. It's the first time I baked a cake like that and I've actually won.
Well done. And here is your much sought after Star Baker Swallowfield spoon.
Oh, I shall treasure it always. Thank you.
Some wonderful sandwich cakes today.
We are so proud of all of the bakers who were involved today.
Next week in the tent, the staff will be entering their savoury treats.